welcome back. You're live with Expresso. If you're wondering what the hive of activity is all about, Eitan Stern is in the house. It's time for another edition of our Wednesday featurette, I'm going to call it, where we focus on the unconventional side of the law. It's called So Now What? And we're joined once again by our expert lawyer, man of the moment, director at legalities.co.za. Go and check them out. It's Eitan Stern. Eitan, welcome back, buddy.
Thank you. My ego never has a boost like
buddy, nothing like summating your entire life in one paragraph. So
you know the Expresso team, we always get into trouble. We're always in trouble.
And we do rely on you. There's always a queue. Shame when Eitan finishes here, there's always like a line of people. So recently on Expresso, one of our team members found herself in a bit of a fender bender. We've all been there. Luckily, no one was hurt in the accident, but car accidents can happen in an instant. And through all the adrenaline and shock, it's also important to remember to keep a cool head and make sure you cover yourself legally. This has got to be one of the biggest grey areas, surely, because it's happening
For sure,
so
I think
often.
it's just very applicable to a lot of people.
The last thing you think, I mean, when you're in an accident, the last thing you don't think clearly. But what would you say is the best thing to remember if an accident had just happened? What should you remember to do legally?
Okay.
You have a checklist, like...
So your checklist is first things first, don't panic, if that's possible. Obviously, adrenaline's going mad, so the first thing, if you can try keep calm, you must do that. Secondly, the most important thing is to make sure that no one was hurt. Once you need to first of all check and see before cars or insurance or anything.
Responsibility.
100%. Check to make sure no one is hurt. Once you've established that you're fine and everyone else is fine, then it's important to kind of make sure that you've swapped details. So get the other person's details, their contact details, their insurance details, everything you can. If it's possible, if the accident was this very simple, little fender bender, move it to the side of the road, grab details and move on, and then go to the police. If it's more serious, then you call the police or the ambulance to the scene and they'll take it from there.
Before we even get onto tow truck drivers and their presentient ability to know when accidents are going to happen, what do you do when you're trading information and the person is resistant and doesn't want to engage in that?
Then what you got to do is
beginning?
you got to call the police.
Okay.
Then they got to call the police. You can't take any action. You can't use any force or anything like that.
I arrest you. I'm checking.
You just
Are
call
you
the
take
police.
pictures?
For sure. So if you at a scene of an accident and if it's all the details of the accident are going to form as evidence going to see if who was at fault. So take pictures of the person's license plates. If you can't get their details, you can always get it through their license plate information. And if it is a serious accident, then call the police and they'll take pictures. But if it's something simple, a little fender bender, take pictures, and so you've got evidence of what happened, move it to the side of the road and carry on.
On one side, and I've dealt with some amazing emergency services guys who step in. The police are generally really good, well-versed in that, and it can help you kind of take a step back. But the one major danger for me has been the tow truck drivers, because they are there so quickly, they start feeding, in all due respect, misinformation. So you think, okay, I've got to give my car, what is the law? How does it apply to...
Okay, so this is crucial for everyone to know, because as you've said, the tow truck drivers are notorious for...
They're slick, man.
They're very slick, they're good at what they do, and they practice kind of unscrupulous business methods sometimes, not all of them. So first things first, you got to remember, they're going to arrive at the scene, they're going to start arguing over who gets to tow your car. Crucial for you to remember, it is your choice. They don't get to choose, you get to choose. And if you're dealing with a tow truck driver, you want to make sure that you're dealing with one of the good guys and not one of the unscrupulous guys. So if you're insured, generally your insurance company is going to have a preferred tow truck driver because they're going to be paying for it. So crucial, call the insurance company. Make sure, and this sounds crazy, but it's actually a thing, make sure you call on your phone. If they say, look, I'm calling the insurance company, they might not actually be doing it, or be phoning. There's stories of that happening. So make sure you call on your phone, or you've corroborated or confirmed it with your insurance company that these are the right guys to pick it up. Then, if it's not through your insurance company and it's just a tow truck driver that you've chosen, make sure you agree to a fee beforehand.
Read the fine print.
They're notorious for taking your car, impounding it, and then giving you high fees in order to release it. And if you're worried and you don't know which tow truck driver to choose, there's different tow truck driver associations. So make sure that they're registered with one of the associations so that if something goes wrong, you have someone to go and report it to.
Okay. Well, Eitan Stern, he's not going anywhere as we continue our segment of So Now What when it comes to car accidents. Very interesting. I want to know what you have to, what your legal rights are with an accident, and we're going to cover that after a quick pause.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
A very good morning. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Where have you been all morning? We're off to a flying start. I'm loving having Eitan Stern here, of course, our legal expert from legalities.co.za, who is helping us navigate the tricky waters of having an accident. And it's a very legal space, raw, because you've got the accident, you've got the adrenaline, yet you've got to engage with the administrative side of insurance and police, and so it's quite a hectic place, man.
Yeah.
Well, let's pick it up from one of the questions I wanted to know was, what are your rights at an accident scene?
Okay, so you're right. So it really is going to depend if you're at fault or not. So if you are at fault for the accident, then you don't have any additional rights other than, your normal rights. So, no one can be rude to you or be aggressive to you or swear at you or anything like
It
that.
hasn't been proven yet. So you can't, if someone's clearly at fault, you can't still then just,
Exactly. If you're not at fault for an accident, so you're just an innocent person you were crashed into, then you've got the right to claim. If someone caused the harm to you, then you've got a right to claim against that person for the damage they've caused. And if there was any harm to your, to your body, or you were injured, then you can claim against the Road Accident Fund, which is a government body which is paid for by a little bit from every cent that we spend on petrol. It's paid for, and if you were physically hurt in an accident, you can claim against the Road Accident Fund. And they should hopefully pay for your damages.
I wanted to know, because this happened to someone at the gym.
Okay.
They reversed and bumped into another car. The person wasn't in the gym.
Yeah.
They tried to locate them down. But what do you do in the instance where you knock a car but the owner's not there?
Okay. So you just bump
Do you
into
even
a...
know?
Okay.
Hope it doesn't rain.
So I think there's probably like whatever hell you believe in. There's probably a special place there reserved for people that crash into a car and leave it. What you got to do, you still did cause harm to someone, so what you got to do is leave your details, put a note on their windshield with your details, your contact information, so they can contact you. If you damage someone's car and they don't know about it, you've still damaged their car and you still should pay for it.
Yeah, just turn the...
Because I can imagine that the damages should be worse if you get caught out for not leaving a note.
For sure. Well, then you're kind of hitting and running, and you're kind of there. It might even be criminal. It might even be criminal activity if you don't leave a note and don't do anything like that.
When it comes to contesting your insurance company if they don't pay out, because so often you might fall short to the fine print, something that you hadn't considered. Can you take legal action against your insurance company? And
okay, for sure. So if you're in a car accident and let's say both people are insured, the person that's at fault is meant to pay the person who's not at fault for the damages. If that person is insured, then they won't be paying, their insurance company will pay. If that insurance company refuses to pay, well then, an insurance company is not a court of law. They don't get to decide what's right and what's wrong. So you can still, appeal that. If they refuse, you can claim against the driver themselves. If they refuse, you could take them to court. You can still put the legal proceedings.
Recourse, yeah.
If your insurance company won't pay and you think that they really should, then you can take them to court. But much better is you could take them to the insurance ombudsman, and that's a government, well, a quasi-government body that their job is to make sure insurance companies act lawfully. So you could take it to them, they'll review the matter, and they will make a finding on whether your insurance company will pay or not.
Dude, thank you so much. Some gems in there. I think the most important thing is just stay calm if you can. We know it's a very traumatic experience. Even a small accident is still going to activate all the adrenaline, take you into that state of shock. So be calm, get details.
Call a friend if you can.
Call someone.
Take pictures.
And not for social
Not
media.
selfies.
And drive safe.
Pictures of evidence.
Yeah, and avoid accidents if
I
you
think
can.
selfies are evidence.
Eitan, thank you so much. You
Really
can let us know.
appreciate
Maybe if you've got any questions, we can put them on our social media platform for the next time Eitan joins us.